Hey, this is Calvin Hoffman. You're listening to the Unbelievers podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating you inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 degrees. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan?
I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything, you know? Just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's real.
And we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, we covered right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
Christmas time! A time for joyous gathering with friends and family as we overeat, overspend, and overextend our imagination to invite monsters and magical beings of all stars and stripes into our homes. Over the years, we have discussed a ton of these so-called Christmas monsters, from the Yule lads to Mr. Bingle to DMX, and even Colonel Sanders' greasy grip on Christmas dining. So much has been covered. That's why this year, we've employed some help. A cryptid with so little going on that his schedule is completely free to help us tonight for the 2024 Unbelievers podcast Christmas Holiday Spectacular, our final episode of the olden times. And with this intro, leading into the future as we continue always to learn to unlearn everything we know. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers podcast. I'm Russ Ryan, and joining me tonight is Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hello.
And welcome back home for the holidays. It's Rob Okey. What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, guys? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Rob. Merry Christmas, Drea. And also joining us tonight from the frozen north is Chris Porteius. Hello, Chris.
Hey, man. Very happy to be here for the reunion of the Unholy Trinity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
We did it. We're here.
Now
Hello, happy
now
holidays.
It's more
and yes,
unholy.
Rob, welcome back. How have you been? We missed you. What's been going well for you?
Everything has been going well, man. Things are good. Life is good. Just staying crazy busy, making a lot of podcasts. Last podcast on the left just put out our 600th episode. So crazy milestone there. And yeah, man, just, living in Los Angeles now and doing my thing. Been missing you guys, but I'm glad to be back. It seems like, nothing has changed and there's still plenty of UFOs for us to talk about. And now this whole drone thing. So I'm really glad to be back and I'm excited.
The drone thing, it seemed like we were talking before this. It's like last year, this same time of year it happened where UFO stuff is exploding over a specific area. Last year was Las Vegas and all that. Now it's drone central, blue orb drones everywhere. Very exciting for the holidays, but not what we will be discussing tonight. Actually, before we get into this, I just want to say one thing. I had put out a call. If anyone wants to design or help with making a new logo for the show, a few people have submitted. A couple people are working on it. Very cool stuff, but there's plenty of time. There's no rush for this. So if you think you want to whip up a logo for us, boy, can you imagine that, Rob? This show with a different logo?
I mean, I'm very sad to see the old logo go because it does have a sentimental place in my heart, but sometimes you got to just update it. You got to throw something new in there, man. If you're feeling like you need something new, and I'm sure we got someone out there who can make something really cool for the Unbelievers. So
just a little refresh.
Yeah, man.
That's all.
Get into it.
You need a little reset because we're about to go into the future very soon, but that's not happening now because tonight it is time for the Unbelievers podcast Christmas special 2024. I think that's what it's called.
Why not?
Ho, ho, ho.
Can you feel the weather turn? Frosty noses, snowflake curls around your rosy cheeks on Christmas Eve. Little boys and little girls see their presents on the floor. Do they know what lies beneath their feet? Uh-oh, Christmas time's here and uh-oh, Christmas time's here and uh-oh, Christmas time's here and uh-oh.
Oh, ho, ho. Yes, it must be the season for that song, right? Making me very cheery and joyous for this blessed time of the holidays 2024. And look, this is going to be a bang-up close to the past as we enter the future, 2025. Can you believe such a thing? We are going to live in sci-fi times, 2025, very shortly.
In sci-fi times. I thought you said like something 5 times, like 5 times 5 is 25. I don't know, man.
I can't believe it. It's unreal that we're living in 2025. It's absolutely unreal.
We're in it. We're in the sci-fi times.
It's exciting. I can't wait. But before we enter that reality, it is time for an all-new Unbelievers Christmas and Hanukkah and general winter holiday spectacular. I love doing these. Last year, we discussed those world's dumbest Christmas monsters. Classic stuff. Colonel Sanders, Mr. Bingle. Who else?
Classic.
The Yule Goat.
The Christmas classics, yeah.
We've had some great Christmas episodes. I mean, the Icelandic monsters, that'll always have a special place in my heart. All those
Yule lads, yes.
So the Yule lads, that's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said lads before I made an absolute more of a fool of myself.
I call them the boys. They're my boys.
The boy. That's okay, good. I was going to call them the boys.
Well, that is a high bar for holiday horror and Haints. It's a lot to live up to. And look, I am just but one very spirited man, so I employed some help for this year. We've established that Christmas monsters can be any Christmas mascot that sucks. So, last year, Colonel Sanders became a monster. So I've decided it is time to recruit our very own Christmas monster to guide us through this festive holiday. Look, I searched high and low for a good monster. That one could vaguely represent the season, and 2 wasn't really doing much. We need a monster whose calendar is pretty much empty most of the time to help me with this. Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like they're busy all the time, like that. We're not really appreciating how much work goes into being a monster.
When you say monster, you're talking like Sasquatch and Mothman.
Yeah, they all have a lot of stuff going on, especially around the holidays. But I found something. My search was successful. So without further ado, let's meet the new official Christmas monster of the Unbelievers, hailing from New Orleans, Louisiana, the reptilian cross with a chupacabra monstrosity, the Grunch. You guys remember him?
Shit, I do.
The Grunch. I remember. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Miss Pulley.
Grunch.
Yeah, Miss Pulley. Right?
She was involved with the Grunch in some way. But yes, he works for us now as our official Christmas monster. And what he did for me is nothing short of a Christmas miracle on our behalf. He went out into the paranormal world and stole some great clips and content for each of us. That's right. He's the Grunch who stole Christmas for the Unbelievers. And since this very shitty and underrepresented cryptid he's like our official Christmas monster, all right? Let's hear a quick backstory, a reminder of what's really going on with the Grunch.
Thank God.
And this is from a channel called Louisiana Dread.
Now, towards the middle of the 20th century, circuses became less popular, and many circus performers lost their jobs. Few were able to integrate into society after they were let go, but others weren't so lucky. Many of the sideshow performers faced ridicule from citizens of New Orleans for their abnormal appearance. Some were beaten and abused to the point where they decided just to abandon the city and venture off into the woods around eastern New Orleans. There's also a place off the river called Monts that they said to have settled. But the torment didn't stop there, however, because the people living in the city would sometimes go out of their way to harass the former circus workers in their new woodland home. Now, the legend says that these circus freaks made a deal with the devil himself for protection in return for their souls upon death.
Okay, whoa. I don't remember anything
so
about...
he's like renting their souls?
I don't remember anything about exiled circus freaks in the original Grunch lore. I thought they were like a chupacabra actual monster. These are just exiled freaks.
Yeah, I didn't know they were freaks when they first started talking, but something about the idea of circus employees generally having a hard time moving on to other careers does amuse me slightly. But then they said they were freaks, so you feel a little bad because you have that classic film Freak Show that sort of delves into the that sort of narrative concept of circus people having a hard time moving on. But
this is New Orleans, though. They embrace freaks. It's part of the culture there. These guys have to be like extra level freaks. So.
Have you ever seen the movie Freaks?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
God, classic. Amazing movie. I'm so glad that there was a place down by the river for them to go.
A van?
What the fuck? That sucks, man. Like, they got driven out of their home and had to go live by the river and in the woods.
Right. How are
Are
they?
you calling Chris Farley a circus freak?
Yeah, right? What the fuck?
He was not stripped of his humanity. I don't think of this. Well, maybe he was, but look. So yes, what do these shunned weirdos have to do with our Christmas monster, the Grunch?
After the deal, the devil created a creature straight out of nightmares, and it was known as the Grunch. He would feast on anyone who ventured out into the woods. He had the legs of a goat. He was the size of a large man, though. He's not tiny like a goat, but he had goat legs, almost like the god Pan. But unlike Pan, he didn't have this funny little personality or a little flute. And he was actually quite vicious. Accounts of a goat-legged menace shortly after the Louisiana Purchase started popping up in New Orleans, with the most recent sightings being in 2005. The Grunch is said to hide in tall grass and live off the blood of goats and humans, and it preys on those who park their cars on its namesake road at night. The Grunch has sharp teeth, long claws, and it's said that he would rip its victims apart. Ooh.
Ooh.
And look, he's making him seem a lot meaner than he actually is. During the holidays, he can be very nice. But I mean, that was a great little clip. I like his ooh.
The Grunch has sharp teeth, long claws, and it's said that he would rip its victims apart. Ooh.
Ooh.
I like that. A little panache.
So maybe it's not an actual freak changed into anything. Maybe the Grunch was there to eat all the freaks, because he sounds like the devil made this thing out of nowhere. A lot of the circus folk got lost in this story. Were they the people the Grunch is going after? I don't know.
Dude, there's a lot to unpack there. There is a lot. That was a pretty long clip. There was a good amount of detail. He has, quote unquote, a goat legs, which I don't know what that means. A goat legs. He's like a goat, but not a little goat. He's like a goat, like a big man goat.
Does that match the Grunch description from the Miss Polly thing?
Not really. He's supposed to be like half chupacabra, half lizard thing. I don't really.
She kind of like to. He's a secret, you know.
He like to be kind of like a secret.
It's kind of like a secret. Play the clip.
I don't have that right here. It's not happening. But yeah, where are you? Where are you when you need you? All right.
Oh man. All right. I'll have it ready next time.
But that's what we got. We got the Grunch, okay? He's actually kind of cool during the holidays. And he was a local hire. He was kind of easy and cheap. I'm going to bring him out now. Without further ado, come help us out, Grunch. Oh, here he comes. His music.
Professional wrestler?
Well, that's a pretty heavy intro. Okay,
I
thank you.
remember that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We are fine. We're so excited to finally have a Christmas monster we could get behind, but you need to prove yourself here. I'm sorry to be so rude. Hello, Grunch. Hello, do you talk?
Merry Christmas. It's me, Grunch.
Okay. Well,
he's a quiet little Grunch, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything else to say, Grunch?
Oh, Merry Grunchmas.
Oh, that's very cute. All right. Well, Grunch, so you're supposed to bring us lore and gifts. So do you have something? You look like you do.
Merry Christmas. This is for you from Grunch.
Okay, I'm looking.
What the fuck is happening?
What is going on? Is he a little man? What's happening?
He's fine. He's got a goat legs, but he's not Pan, and he's also a lizard man. He's pretty cool. All right, he said he's handing me something here from his disgusting stack, and it says, okay, this is to Drea, and it says, snowmen are, I'm not going to do his voice. I can't. Snowmen are okay, but what about a snow woman? I stole this from Japan. Happy holidays, Drea from the Grunch. Okay, let's see.
Aww.
Let's hear it. What is a snow woman?
In a snowy village lives an old woodcutter and his apprentice, Minokichi. Every day the two hike to a nearby forest to cut trees. But one day their journey back is interrupted by a snowstorm that has no manners. Luckily, they spot a small hut and rush inside. The hut is bare, with not even a place to light a fire. They lock the door and lie down, each man using his raincoat as a blanket. Beyond their chattering teeth, the two men hear the wind howl and the pat-pat-pattering of snow against the walls. The hut creaks like a ship on the high seas, but still they fall asleep. In the middle of the night, the young apprentice wakes up to a shocking sight. A beautiful woman dressed in white stands above his master. Her face and skin are as white as the snow outside, and her hair is as dark as the night. Minokichi stares, unmoving, as she exhales, and a white breath escapes her mouth to surround the old man.
Okay, Grunch. It's a pretty long clip there,
So
producer
poetic.
Grunch. But yes, nothing worse than a snowstorm with no manners. I picked up a lot in that.
I know, they're so rude sometimes, like really.
And we're just getting to the good part. She just was opening her mouth. And
Oh, Jesus Christ, Rob.
Rob's going to. This is a bit of a porn
I
setup.
mean,
You got
it could have been worse. He could have been like, well, finally she shut her mouth, but he wants to hear what she has to say, so that's nice of him.
Yes, tell me more.
Yeah, so the story is this is the old woodcutter and his apprentice, always two there are. And you're right, this is like a porn setup. It's two guys under their raincoat. A lady
Something
walks in
wrong
the
with
hut, a
Anacaba.
white lady, I think she said. What kind of lady?
Her face and skin are as white as the snow outside.
Whoa, all right.
I thought he was going to make it rhyme like alabaster with the other.
He does a lot of setting up rhymes that aren't quite rhymes.
And
I
that
think
don't follow through. It's so frustrating.
It's just his speech pattern. So this is the kind of the
a
setup.
really, really good. It's a good gimmick.
Have any of you guys heard of this before? I believe I'm singing it right. The Ona Yuki or Yuki Ona?
Yeah, actually, I have.
No, this is new. This is a new one for me, and I've heard of a lot of weird shit.
Every weekend, man. It's all good.
Every weekend you hear about her?
No, I partake in that activity every weekend.
Snow women? Yes. I mean, you live in Canada. I assume snowmen and women of all sorts.
That makes sense.
I'm jealous, kind of.
Are roaming around. But yes. So back to the snow woman and the woodcutter and his apprentice. And this is glossed over majorly, but you heard the end there where she said the ice surrounding the old man kills him. Isn't that what happened, right, Grunch? Well, that does kill him. It just kills him, the white snow of her breath, leaving her mouth. Killed that guy, the guy dead. But let's hear some more.
Get this girl a toothbrush.
The woman finally notices the young man and slides over, putting her icy white face next to his. I was going to do the same to you, she says, but you are young and handsome and deserve to be spared. However, if you tell anyone about what you saw, I will not hesitate to kill you. And then she glides out the door, leaving only a chill.
Ho, ho, ho. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the moral of the story, stay young and stay hot. It's your only defense against snow women.
Yeah, she's like a colder La Llorona, kind of. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting from this one. She's not really a monster, more of a spirit of sorts.
That was a pretty quick kill, though. That was kind of monstrous.
It's kind of cool. I know, right? Where do we draw the line in the definition, the distinction between a monster and the others? I don't know.
I think monsters...
Because they're all kind of cryptids, right? Like if it's a spirit or whatever, like we've got... I don't know.
I think monsters inherently scare, right? Like Monsters Inc. Isn't that like their whole thing is like scaring? So like...
But like, say like the Hodag.
See, he's just exists. His existence is scary, but he's...
I mean, this is real. I don't know about Hodag. I think I would believe more in these two woodcutter
So you're
guys.
saying the Hodag ain't real. Okay. You can't take those words back, Russ.
Like those supposedly real Hodag photos are a national treasure.
They're so real. What do you mean supposedly, Chris? What do you mean supposedly?
Hodag, Drea, I think you're remembering the Hodag with slightly rose-tinted glasses because the Hodag was especially fake.
No, they're like mushroom tinted glasses.
Big Hodag has gotten a Drea. Have you seen? She used to get all kind of liquor from them and all kind of
with him.
stuff.
That guy, that monster's my friend. So we had good times. It's real.
I think plastic googly eyes were invented by the guy who made the fake Hodag just to put them on there.
Look, I realize I can't even participate in this. I'm literally wearing a Hodag shirt for this great cryptid holiday here.
Oh.
Don't think I didn't try to get the Hodag to do this. He is way too busy, way too expensive. So Grunch, we appreciate you for bringing this. And good job. This is kind of erotic, kind of Japanese cryptid.
Erotic?
Snow. It
doesn't take much for you, does it?
So look, so now it gets better. The snow woman is gone now, which leaves this guy in a hut with a dead guy. We got to know what happens to this fella.
Minokichi touches his master's face, and it is ice cold. His breath has left his body. Minokichi grieves for his master, but he does not tell a soul about that night. A year later, the young man is in the forest, walking back from another work day. He sees a pretty girl walking the same path. He says hi, and she says hi, and he falls in love. She says her name is Oyuki. Her parents passed away, so she's going to the city to stay with relatives who will help her. They start talking, and soon they're laughing and having a good time. He asks if she's married. She giggles and says no, she's free. She asks if he's married. He says the happiest no that he's ever said. He's been busy supporting his widowed mother and has not even thought of marriage until now.
Wow, he knows a lot about this guy. Is this some kind of meet cute, or is what's going on?
I hear meet cute all the time, and then I struggle to think about like examples of what isn't a meet cute.
I think I have
and
one
I guess
here.
it would
What?
just be like a dating app is like not a meet cute.
No, this is.
He says hi, and she says hi, and he falls in love.
Falls in love. Oh, that's a meet dumb, I think, honestly.
Well, I didn't even know what Russ was talking about when he said a meet cute. I had to Google it. A meet cute is
Really?
a scene in a movie.
You're in Hollywood, Rob.
I know, but I don't know what a meet. I never heard of anybody.
He was thinking actual MEAT. He's like, what? Russ was setting this up as a porn. Now that's a romantic.
Yeah, my favorite cute meat is like bologna.
Ham. Oh.
Yes, ham. Or
Ham.
a good meatloaf is quite tasty.
Oh, meatloaf. Was adored by millions.
Is there a difference between a meatloaf and a meat cute, or are they similar?
A meat cube? Yeah, that's spam.
If you tell anyone about what you saw, I will not hesitate to kill you.
That actually sounded. I thought it was Rob talking.
I'm sorry. I will never say it again.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to play it. I realized I
you.
clipped that from a previous clip, but we didn't play it, so it seemed apropos right there. Okay,
I liked it.
So they've met, and yes, we saw.
He says hi, and she says hi.
We're in
and
love.
He falls in love.
And he falls in love.
So look, if you thought that was weird and out of left field, it gets better. Seriously.
When they reach the village, he invites her home, where Minokichi's mother prepares a meal. His mother is also charmed by Oyuki, and by the end of the meal, they've convinced her to stay and make babies. Their marriage produces 10 kids. It's a wonderful, happy marriage, despite the 10 kids. And even after all that, she still looks as young as she did when she came to the village years ago. It seems a bit weird to Minokichi, but men rarely complain when their wives look too young, so he ignores it.
Ooh. Well, that was a very quick convincing. Just dinner and then on to 10 kids, and she doesn't age.
She's like, so, would you like bread? Sure. Oh, wow. She's a keeper. So, you guys gonna make babies after the bread? Or before the bread?
Yeah, how did the mom was involved in talking her into making the babies?
Yeah, he brought her back to his widowed mother, and
by the end of the meal, they've convinced her to stay and make babies.
Make a babies.
How come it's never been this easy for me? Like I walk past a lot of girls and say hello and fall in love, and then nothing.
Is your mom a widow? I mean, what's going on?
Right, I should get my mom in on this. She probably could help me talk one into making a baby with me.
Yeah, I think that's what'll happen. You have to bring your mom with you.
Christmas
and have
dinner
her
at
ready,
the Okeys.
like, prepped
And by the end of the meal, they've convinced her to stay and make babies.
And make a babies, and they're gonna let's make a 10 babies. Like,
yeah,
what the hell?
And then you have a happy life despite the 10 babies.
The best part was when he's like, "Can you believe they still had a successful marriage despite the 10 babies?" That was the best part of the clip.
I mean, that is quite a feat.
And this started as a ghost story, and you get a rare happy ending to a ghost story. Maybe
now it's a baby story.
Yes, a very happy end. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's the twist. No, there is another twist that I am obligated to play, or else we should end it there, happily ever after. But no.
One night, while Oyuki is sewing, the light from the paper lamp makes her face look as white as snow. The sight reminds Minokichi of something. I am reminded of something, he says. Something that happened last year. I saw a woman as beautiful and white as you. Now that I think of it, she looks a lot like you. Oh? Says Oyuki. And Minokichi tells her all about that night his mentor died. After he finishes, she narrows her eyes and says, "Did you forget my words?" And then a snowstorm hits. A snowstorm called his wife.
Wow.
Oyuki throws away her sewing kit and shrieks. She looms above him, looking exactly like the woman he saw last year. Minokichi is horrified as he remembers her threat that night. She says, I would kill you if not for those 10 children. From now on, you must take good care of them. If not, I will deal with you as you deserve. She screams again, but her voice becomes thinner and thinner until it is the sound of the wind. She melts away like a mist, never to be seen again.
Oh, okay, scary. Also very confusing. Did she have kids? 10 kids in 1 year? He said like a year later she freaked out. I think he's getting his facts mixed.
I think a year after the 10 kids.
I was trying to figure out the time jump too, because we went from, we just met, bring her home to mom, all of a sudden we're having 10 kids.
Okay.
Each kid takes at least 9 months to go through.
Yeah, you can expedite it though. I mean, like it costs extra, but you can do it. But what I think what happened here is he didn't. I mean, what he said, the part about how she didn't seem to age, and so like that kind of implies like a larger passage of time. You wouldn't notice after all that time, she still seemed to look just as young.
It's not like we knew each other for a year. I'm like, man, this person's just like
probably like 12 years or whatever.
Right,
15.
Dorian Gray over here is getting younger every year. It's crazy. It's like, you know me for a few months. Like, calm down.
Dorian White
in that case, though, she was also like just on a marathon. She was pregnant.
Oh, hell yeah.
10 years straight.
She was a freaking factory.
Oh my God. That sounds terrible.
That's indentured servitude right there.
Yeah, that's difficult. I don't even know what to say. I understand why she's so angry.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys are kind of keeping up with it. I get distracted when the guy says stuff like this.
The sight reminds Minokichi of something. I am reminded of something, he says.
It was very Kung Pao.
You don't say. Yes, I know.
The sight reminds Minokichi of something. I am reminded of something, he says.
He says, yes, we know. You changed your voice and everything.
I will say, too, I do not like the way he changes his voice, like how he does the girl, his version of a girl voice.
You don't appreciate this narrator? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not a fan of his particular choices.
His character work?
Oh, and what about his great jokes? What about like this?
And then a snowstorm hits. A snowstorm called his wife.
Jesus.
Snowstorm called his wife. Yeah,
Okay,
she
seventh grade.
She had to smack the shit out of him.
With snow in her hand, like baby powder, just...
yeah, I don't even... What is happening? Is she a ghost? She had a bunch of babies?
She's like a snow demon spirit thing.
She's the worst ghost ever. She worked for this family, I guess, and made them babies. That was what they were interested in. They brought her dinner for that.
That sounds
and then
so
she's
terrible.
Like, haha, I got you. Goodbye. She's like, remember I said... Oh, she even chose to do the callback, so I had to play. She was like...
If you tell anyone about what you saw, I will not hesitate to kill you.
Or marry you and make 10 children and never hurt you. He's like, hey,
what?
I never told anybody about that. We're still cool, right? She's like,
they never even mentioned marriage. They just went straight to the baby making.
It's true. That is very, very risque of them. Where is this? Is this in Japan?
Living in sin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this would not fly.
Yeah. And Grunch...
They're going to hell.
Grunch wants me to note that those clips are from a YouTube channel named Linfamy. Give him a like. This is from his video called "My Wife is a Bloodthirsty Snow Woman."
Oh. So, now how do you spell that channel, Russ?
Oh, you spell it Linfay. Linfamy. That is what it is.
Okay.
And there's a couple other anecdotal tales associated with this. This is kind of one story of this particular entity. There's others. I like this one, though. This is one of the other ones. In legends from the Ojiwa region of Niigata Prefecture, a beautiful woman came to visit a man and became his wife from the woman's own desire. The woman was reluctant to go into the bath, and when she was made to go in anyway, she disappeared, leaving only thin, fragmented, floating icicles. That's kind of just another example of this kind of spirit, this snow woman who easily defeated. Can kill the one guy, but as long as you're hot and
then you can leave behind icicles.
I've known women like this before.
Yes,
cold as ice.
Yeah, well, which one is it? Is it?
He says hi, and she says hi,
willing to sacrifice
and he falls in love.
Or is it?
If you tell anyone about what you saw, I will not hesitate to kill you.
That part.
It's probably yes to both for us, sure. All right, good stuff, Grunch. Great job with that first one. Thank you for introducing us to the Japanese snow woman. Very cool. But what else you got? Or look like here, his gross sack is open, and oh wait.
Is he like a kangaroo? Does he have like a pouch?
Is there a zipper?
Like a bag? Like
I don't know what's up from down with this guy most of the time. It could be part of him. He could be carrying this thing around with him. But he's handing me something here from this gross sack and says, this is for Chris. Oh, Chris, this is for you. He's got a present for you.
I'm terrified. What is the present?
Merry Christmas. This is for you from Grunch.
So all it says on it, there's no poem or anything. It just says, Tatange from Canada. What could this be? I couldn't even pronounce it. Is it Titange, Tatange? It's a Christmas mystery that we're going to unravel right now.
Tonight's story is Titange by Louise Honoré Fréchette. This story comes from his book Christmas in French Canada, published in 1899. That's a rattling fine story, said old Jean Bilodeau. But haven't you got another one? There's plenty of time yet for midnight mass. Yes, tell us another story, Uncle Joe, said Phemy Boisvert. Don't you know any about that Chasse-galerie you were speaking of just now? Good, said we all around. A Christmas story of the Chasse-galerie. Fiddle Joe never had to be asked twice. Wow. Very well, said he. Crick crack, boys and girls, parlou, parlez, parlo, etc. And he went on. This is to tell you, my friends, that on that year I was hired by old Dawson for squaring timber at a lumber shanty he'd opened at the entrance of the Rat River on the St. Maurice, together with a gang of raftsmen from 3 Rivers.
Okay, so this is a deep cut Canada Christmas stuff. Do you know what they're talking about? I'm lost already. She's not the greatest teller of tales, but I think something's going to happen at a Rat River, and there's raftsmen and lumber types are assembling. Do you know where this is going, Chris? Do you know this tale?
Yeah, well, in Canada we call it Trois Rivières instead of 3 Rivers, but like she's trying her best. It's good.
I love it. I know. I'll be quoting.
Crick crack, boys and girls. Parlou, parlez, parlo, etc.
It's like some Canadian ASMR.
And so on and so forth.
I don't know. Is it yes? And that
ASMR.
I don't know if I could ASMR with this.
Good. A Christmas story of the Chasse-galerie.
The Chasse-galerie, of course. That's
good.
She sounds like she used to be a teacup.
She sounds like she wants to be a teacup.
She sounds like unreal, like the tiniest little mouse of a woman. And why did someone force her to make this video? It doesn't
this is great.
Really
just like knockoff Disney kind of.
What's going on?
No, this is a great channel. Come on.
Crick crack,
it's a great
boys
channel.
And girls. Parlou, parlez, parlo, etc.
What is that? Is that a Canadian saying, Chris? Parlez, parlo, or whatever she is?
No, I think she's mixing more languages than just French, and she's listing a bunch of different ways to say talking in different languages for some reason.
And she's also being the narrator. This is the guy she's doing is this guy. We're going to meet him, but we need to find out. This said it was called the Tatange. We need to find out exactly what a Tatange is. Is this some kind of camp? Is it a Krampus monster?
Sounds like a good dessert.
All right, I'm nodding to the Grunch. Great. I'm giving him some podcast direction. Come on, Grunch. What is Tatange?
As you all know, I reckon, for squaring a piece of timber, it requires 2 men, one to handle the squaring axe, and the other to pick and butt. Right. So the boss had mated me with a queer fellow whom his comrades had nicknamed Titange.
Not that kind of queer.
Titange is a contraction for
I don't know what you mean.
Petit Ange, which means little angel.
Aww.
A pretty odd name for a shantyman, but I couldn't help it, could I? What was the origin of that name? It appears the fellow had got it through his mother.
That's tragic, but that's not her fault that she's telling lumber guys to call her son the Little Angel Man.
It is a little bit sketchy, just a little bit.
It's a weird nickname. I don't know. I've known people that had weird nicknames, but I've never met someone who liked to be called Little Angel.
Yeah,
not even a guy named Angel.
He's a little guy.
I guess if there's multiple angels, and there's a really fat one, and then there's one that's just
Angel Jr.
A little guy.
Usually they're bikers, Rob, if they're named Angel.
I went to Angel's Tijuana Tacos earlier, and they were delicious.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh my God. Did you get pastor?
Of course.
He got the Tange, and he got a side of
Good. A Christmas story of the Chasse-galerie.
They told him a Christmas story.
No, honestly, Russ, if you could at some point in the future, whenever you have the free time, just get just a good on its own.
Good.
Isolated. I would love that.
Good.
I can just hit it very quickly.
This woman,
Good.
I can tell that, you know, she's lives alone. She has like a mouse
Good.
as a best friend.
Oh,
This is.
I think
Oh,
she
man.
is a mouse, dude.
She sounds
Good.
like a little mouse lady.
She's wonderful, but she's just doing
What
the
was
voice.
it? Elaine,
We don't get to hear
Elaine.
we don't get to hear the Elaine voice very much. But now she goes on. She explains what Tatange is, who he is, and she explains that this guy's dad was a man named Johnny Morissette, related to Alanis. I don't know. That's a Canadian thing. And he was this Johnny Morissette. He was a muscle man, logger, and that he was, very well known in all these logging camps. And he was not very impressed with his puny, pathetic kid, and that he would openly mock him to his neighbors.
Little angel?
So his kid was Johnny Morissette Jr., but everyone just called him
Johnny Angel.
He just goes by Tatange. And now this little guy is grown slightly, and he's doing some Christmas Eve logging with a bunch of ruffians. And, this sounds like a pretty pathetic kind of guy. Well, what if I told you he's not very pathetic, actually? He's not.
Although he was no bigger than my fist, as a make-up, I suppose, he fussed and fumed and swore and stormed like a whole shanty gang all by himself. At every turn, and mostly for no purpose, he would viciously swing his axe and promise nothing else but to kill, to destroy, to slaughter, to rip you open and tear your heart out. Those who know no better took him for a demon and were scared to death. But I could size him up better than that. And then, as we were mated together, do you see, I had to bear with him, such as he was.
wow.
The consequence was that, in spite of his rough ways, we remained pretty good friends, and so we had a chat now and again at our work, without wasting time, of course.
Okay, so wow, that was like 3 lists in one clip. Thank you, Grunch. I was in heaven during that. I gotta like this guy now. This Tatange, he is a total menace. He is like, because people think he is a demon. He is just insane, wheeling his axe around like crazy, this little guy, cursing at everyone, being a total piece of shit.
Sounds pretty cool.
Like a little Yosemite Sam type of a guy. Did she say she was mated with him?
Yeah.
This is a woman telling a story. The main character is Uncle Joe. He's the guy. He's telling the kids who are saying,
Good! A Christmas story of the Chasse-galerie.
well, like the other guy, she still has to use her woman voice, but she's doing the narrator, which is Uncle Joe, who's logging with Tatange, as this well-known maniac kid logger man. And so on Christmas Eve, there we go. It's been brought into Christmas hour. On Christmas Eve, Tatange is especially squirrely, and he reveals to our hero, Uncle Joe, who he also calls Uncle Joe. I guess he's just Uncle Joe is everyone's uncle. I don't think he's related to him. That he wants to sneak out. He's going to sneak.
We could call him Uncle Joe. We met him.
We can. We
all
probably
do.
could. We know about Tatange in the shop. We'll ask him about the Chasse-galerie. He'll be very happy. But so he's everyone's uncle, yes, and that he wants to sneak out, this Tatange, and do some kind of Canadian prank or something. Please try to follow along.
But I would like to know if I could trust you with something very particular. Well, that depends. I mean, if there's no mischief intended. There's no mischief whatsoever. The question is to go and have a little jollification tonight at old Chasse-Doucette's of the banlieue. Which banlieue? The banlieue of 3 Rivers, to be sure. Old Chasse-Doucette is a tip-top fiddler, do you see, and on every Christmas Eve there's always a nice dancing hop with pretty girls at his place. You mean to go dancing at the banlieue of 3 Rivers tonight? More than 200 miles through the woods without roads or teams? Are you mad? There is no need of roads or teams. How is that? Do you imagine you can travel as the crow flies? One can travel much easier than the crow flies, Uncle Joe.
Oh, man.
Over forests and mountains. Over anything at all. You must have heard of the Chasse-galerie before this, haven't you?
I mean, yeah.
Good. A Christmas story of the Chasse-galerie.
We've all heard of that.
All I could think of when she said that is, where we're going, we don't need roads.
I mean, she pretty much said it. She had to stop herself from not doing the direct quote, even though it is appropriate, allegedly, so far. So yeah, this guy wants to go, basically go mess around, go to what sounds like a strip club with a famous fiddler in there. It's 200 miles away on Christmas Eve. I don't blame him if he thinks he can get there.
The fiddle tittle bar?
There's so many weird little words in there that I'd never heard anybody use. Maybe it's an American thing, or this is a Canadian thing. But there's the language that this woman is using.
It's like what?
Well, I think she's reading from the 1899 book. So it's quite.
It's
par exemple.
It very much sounds like this is like Shakespearean or like from Game of Thrones or something.
It sounds
you
like
just
when, like, a nerdy
complimented
kid on The
Canada so much
Simpsons
they're very happy with you.
is like talking to himself with different characters, the words he's using. Like it's so yes, it's very extra fancified. I like it though. I do like the story. So now we got Uncle Joe, and Uncle Joe then starts arguing his point with the Titange, who wants to go somehow magically get to the strip club, and it gets pretty heated between these two.
Titange, my dear fellow, said I, have you truly no fear of God? Fear of God, exclaimed the ruffian in an outburst of blasphemous laughter. There is no God around here. Don't you know we have stored him on cash at the Forge Village? It's all very well down below, but up by the river, with all cautions taken, as long as you're all right with the devil, everything goes.
Oh, so this is like a Hell's Bell style devil trick. And this is Canadian Christmas. This is a Canadian Christmas legend.
Good old Canadian.
Yeah, I relate to it just because, nothing said Christmas to me as a youth, but other than like heavy metal records. But there was no Oscar Peterson piano solos playing at my house.
Yeah,
but
Chris's note to Santa said,
"There is no God around here."
Thank you.
Yeah, you have no power here, Gandalf Stormcrow. That's what I said every time the carolers came around. But I appreciate it so far. It sounds pretty authentic to my childhood.
I love how it just took a left turn and got like metal as fuck.
Super metal, real quick. And yeah,
the
I don't
colder
know.
the region, the harder the metal.
And it's all around whatever this Chasse-galerie is. It's like, is this some kind of incantation or something? I'm sure Jesus really appreciates this. Also on his birthday, hearing stuff
as long as you're all right with the devil, everything goes.
So yeah, it's become a pretty fucked up Christmas legend. It is amazing. So let's get into it now. What exactly is Chasse-galerie? Well, I'll tell you. It is a demonic-controlled flying canoe.
What the fuck?
It is. It's much like the one employed by Santa, and we will hear now from Uncle Joe and Titange how to summon this magic in our own lives. And look, before that, though, they mentioned that they had God on cachet. What does that mean? That sounds badass, right?
God on
cachet. Like in your pocket, like ready to go, kind
like
of just
you got
stored.
Him on like auto dial or like what? He's like one of your favorites or something? What does that even mean?
It sounded like an action movie line. He's like, what did God think of this? Like, I've got God on cash or whatever. And I want to know what it means. And guess what? We do find out.
If you want to know how far these scoundrels can go, listen. When they start for the shanties in the fall, they are too darn wicked to go to confession, of course. But as they still dread God somewhat, they put him on cash, as they say, which means they lock him up. How do they go through that hellish game? This is what I'm going to explain, at least according to what Titange told me. First, they get a bottle of rum, which has been filled up by midnight on All Souls' Day by the left hand of a fellow standing heels overhead. This bottle they hide well in the bottom of the canoe, and they start for the St. Maurice Forges, the first station on their way up. That's where the fine work of the devilish trick is gone through. Remember, the chapel of the village has a flight of wooden doorsteps. Well, when it is pitch dark, one of the scalawags lifts up one of the planks while the other empties the bottle into the hole, saying, "Gloria Patri, Gloria Patro, Gloria Patrum," to which the other replies, replacing the plank as it was, "Let the cat free, let the wind blow, let the boys drum."
Well, these are some hardcore loggers, man. And look, and apologies for any Canada slander I've ever done. Don't come after me. You guys are perfectly sane up there doing what you're doing.
Doing what you're doing.
So
whatever it is, like it's fine. You're fine. You're good. Leave me alone. I love you. Bye.
Yeah, I just didn't realize there was such accurate descriptions of my teenage years available on the internet. You know, man, that's the weird part about all this. Like, it's like there was a fly on the wall documenting the whole thing. It's crazy.
You poured liquor into a hole in a boat?
Yeah, and just and
They do a lot of things with holes up there.
I had to clip all the incantations so if you want to actually do this. So when you pour the rum inside of your little canoe, you first say
Gloria Patri, Gloria Patro, Gloria Patrum.
And you want to be the one to say that. Have someone else do the other one because the other one talks about cats and stuff. Watch.
Let the cat free, let the wind blow, let the boys drink.
She said rum again though in that word. So.
Yes, I did think about our friend. What's his name? Phil Schneider,
his name.
The Jamaican rum song guy.
Oh yeah, it was the other Phil. What the fuck? I forget his name. There was some kind of difference to his name, wasn't there?
No, I think it was just straight up that. He was one of the classic guys, his actual name.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't Phil Schneider. He was not Phil Schneider.
It was not.
He was, what's his name?
He was someone else. I knew he was somebody.
He was the guy who fucks aliens.
Yeah.
David Huggins.
David Huggins. There. Thank you. I was like, there's no way. I was like, Schneider doesn't.
There's no way that man's name was Schneider. He was Jamaican.
Yeah, because Huggins is.
So much Jamaican, exactly. Huggins is a total. That's a.
I can see it making
David.
I just remember Schneider would have stuck in my head a little bit more, as Schneiders typically do.
I think there's. Yeah, I don't know, man. There could be. Maybe there is another David Schneider. Maybe there's
probably one of those two. I'm sure.
Phil Huggins.
Phil Huggins and David Schneider.
Y'all feel like Huggins tonight?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Gloria Patri.
Okay, reset. It's enough to have the incantations, but you get totally lost on how you're supposed to do this. I don't know what she was talking about, but I clipped a little bit. Does this make any sense?
Which has been filled up by midnight on All Souls Day by the left hand of a fellow standing heels overhead.
Okay, so just take the left
hand.
What does that
mean? Standing heels overhead? He was upside down?
Standing upside down with his left hand, you have to do. This is a very complicated procedure.
Ridiculous.
But this is the Chasse-galerie.
You gotta be a freak to do something like this.
Yeah, you really have to be a freak, and you are basically spitting in Jesus' face, and you are openly worshiping the devil. These guys are saying,
"There is no God around here.
There is no God."
In our world, canoes will fly. And yes, I swear, this really is about a demonic flying canoe. And look, Grunch, he's got the clips to prove it. Give me another one, man.
After which, added Titange, if you are all right with Old Harry, you need not fear anything for the whole winter. Beyond the Pont aux Baptêmes, God is nowhere. No saints, no angels, nothing at all. One can work the Chasse-galerie every night if he wishes to. The canoe travels like wind at hundreds of feet above the earth, and as long as you do not utter the name of Christ or of the Virgin, and you take care not to run against the church steeples, you can paddle thousands of miles almost in the twinkling of an eye. Isn't that smart? And this is what you're after tonight, said I. Yes, he replied.
Yeah, and we still don't have this now. I want a Chasse-galerie. That thing gets around quick. You do some old time.
Have you checked? Yeah. Have you checked Facebook Marketplace?
Well, it's really all about teenagers wanting to get to the club, even though they don't live in like the good city. They live in like the outskirts, but they want to get there quickly that night. And Uber wasn't invented yet, so they had to use witchcraft to procure flying canoes.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Uber is kind of demonic, and Lyft is I don't know, more pagan, I guess, but it's definitely not the church would frown upon it.
Do y'all have a delivery service called Chasse-galerie in Canada, and why haven't you developed that yet? People would love
Working on it.
Get on it. That'd be a perfect delivery system. So yeah, and what is pure? I'll call him poor and pure Uncle Joe. What is he supposed to do? He knows it's messed up and evil to join this Chasse-galerie, but he mentions he is curious to actually see one up close. And I don't blame him. For as religious as you are, if someone told me they were doing a flying canoe, I might just play along enough just to get in there. And so, yeah, he says the heck with it. He decides to join Titange in his merriment. And check this plan out.
You know where the big drive canoe lies? Yes. That's the one we'll take. Don't fail to be there in time. In less than half an hour, we'll be at Old Doucette's. And then, hurrah, boys, with the double-double and the chisample and the pigeon wings. You'll see, Uncle Joe, how we twist up a midnight mass, we boys of Three Rivers.
The double-double. Is that what they call them back then in Canada?
Well,
that's an In-N-Out selection, and I am hungry now.
Yeah, in Canada, a double-double refers to a Tim Hortons coffee wherein you get 2 creams and 2 sugars. That's for real maniacs.
Oh, that's excessive.
Oh my God,
sounds almost American.
Ridiculous.
This is probably the best list I've ever heard. I want one.
Hurrah, boys, with the double-double and the chisample and the pigeon wings.
And you get a free sample in there? I think
What
she
is
said
she
too.
talking about? This might as well be in French. What is she even saying? I don't even understand.
That's why Chris is here. He's translating.
Do you know what
It's his
pigeon wings are?
The Tim Hortons
I don't.
meal. You get a free coupon and a pigeon.
Hurrah, boys, with the double-double and the chisample and the pigeon wings.
The chisample. What? What
pigeon wings?
Pigeon? What is it's like literal pigeon wings?
I hope
On
so.
the canoe.
Oh, yeah, see? It's that easy, guys. Come on. Come on. When in
That's why
Rome.
he's keeping us up. So, all right, that's how Uncle Joe has been pitched. So Uncle Joe, I guess, is in, but he has a plan. Since this is an evil endeavor, he gets up early and gets the canoe before Tatange and those other rough guys from the camp, because you need like 6 guys to do this. So Uncle Joe puts a picture of Jesus on the stern of the boat. That should help. That should do it. And then when Tatange finally gets there, be forewarned, we are about to hear the actual incantation needed to make a demonic canoe fly. So write this down.
Are we allowed to hear this?
Write this down or cover your ears if you're actually in a canoe. It is time for Chasse-galerie.
Attention now. Let everyone repeat after me. Satan, our master fair.
Satan. Oh, wait, no.
Our master fair. Heave us up in the air. Heave us up in the air. Wing, wang, wong. Wing, wang, wong. Wong,
I don't like this
wang,
canoe.
wing. Wong, wang, wing. Drive us along on the night's dark wing. Drive us along on the night's dark wing. Now, paddle on, boys. Damn it, paddle on.
That was the most unmetal satanic chat. And wang wang throwing in there. It sounds like she was whispering at the end too.
You
Like she
didn't
wanna
hear
wake
the
anybody.
you didn't hear the hex kicks. You didn't hear the freaking bass or anything. So we'll add it to it. It'll be a lot cooler, I swear. Maybe.
No, she does her own little weird echo thing, and you guys were chanting along, so that's extra.
No, not me. I stopped right away. I felt sick.
Wing, wang, wong.
Got some effects.
The beginning bit about Satan did slightly remind me of He-Man is the master of the universe. But you know, it sounds kind of like, you know, she's putting like a marine motor on the back of her canoe and pouring a couple double-doubles in there, and it juices it up pretty good to the point where it can fly. It kind of makes sense to me on paper.
Well,
I still can't stop thinking about the burgers from the
I know. Could you imagine a double-double with a double-double?
Yes. Oh my God, that'd be enough to power you through an entire day.
Double and the chisample and the pigeon wings.
Wait, so it'd be like a double-double.
Double. Oh my God, it's too many.
That's the future. That's what we were talking about earlier, 2025.
Double. Wow.
Is it 2 to the power of 4 or is it just 2 times 4?
Coffee and burgers
4 times
is
4,
a mistake.
16?
Yeah, coffee and burger, that's a stomach ache and then a long trip to the bathroom. But I'm
Short
just
trip.
saying.
Yeah, I think
That's all
this is
you need.
mistranslated. I think it means something else because they are planning on going to see women's and fiddle people, and that's the whole plan for this. So now we've heard Tatange says the words, but to no avail. This demonic canoe did not take flight as planned. Jesus wins this round. No flying to strip clubs for these guys. And once he realizes it, Tatange isn't happy. And let's hear the conclusion.
By all the thunders, swear out the little man.
Tatange pissed.
I shall go alone, and may all the devils of the St. Maurice hang the whole set of you by the neck. Satan, our master fair. The canoe was frozen dead. My axe! Where is my axe? Yelled the ranter. I'll kill! I'll murder! I'll massacre! My axe, I tell you! The whole shanty flocked out, of course, and witnessed the dreadful scene. Tatange had it in for the canoe now. You accursed rascal, he cried. I have said all the words correct. You must start, or I'll know the reason why.
He said wing wang.
And so saying, he darted forth with his axe to demolish the bow of the craft where my little picture stood fast on the stern. Goodness of my soul, we had only time to utter a cry. The axe, catching in a branch, had whirled out of his hand and fallen back right on the outstretched arm of the miscreant whom the shock had hurled headlong to the bottom of the canoe. The sinews of his wrist were clean cut.
So yeah, that's it. Then everyone just went back to work. Tatanj cut his hands off. Jesus prevented Chasse-galerie from taking flight. No, there's no fun happens, and that's it. Uncle Joe actually closes the story by saying that 2 years later, he saw a bum with one hand begging for money. And that bum's name? Tatanj.
Bullshit.
Wow. Wow. I guess that means it's time to say ta-ta to Tatanj.
Tatanj. Yeah, poor Tatanj. Yeah, they gave him a pretty bummy little end there. But I'm kind of against Uncle Joe in this. I kind of wanted to see a demonic canoe fly, or at least hear about it, or in some way. Maybe they're crashed into something. It'd be some action.
Man, that's so selfish of you.
There's never been anything that's designed specifically not to fly. It's a canoe. Like
Wait. Say that sentence again.
They're made to just float. That's their whole purpose. I don't see any way that it would be good for flying in.
Yeah, that's why the devil, he wants to mock you. The devil is like, watch this. You think I don't have power?
And then then he laughs. He's like, haha, you tried to make a canoe fly, you freaking idiot.
It's like a broomstick.
Right. Oh, well, actually, I could say it's going to sound very vulgar and crude, but what doesn't when I'm talking about this shit?
Well, look, man's broomstick is his canoe. He is, that's how he looks at it, especially up in Canada, these logging times. They were just going to use their oars and they were going to fly away. Have fun. But no fun happened on this. And we've learned the end of Tatanj. I want to say, hey, great job, Grunch. That was a real deep cut, satanic, Canadian Christmas tale. And props to restored lore. I guess your thing was just you stole things from other YouTube channels. So props, Grunch.
Yeah, thanks, Grunch.
Thanks, Grunch.
Yeah, but if you want to read more about the Chasse-galerie, if you simply Google demonic flying canoe, the Wikipedia page for the Chasse-galerie will come up for you. So
and it's been in pop culture. There's been movies centered around this kind of story. I think at one of the Olympics or something in Canada, they had somebody come down in a giant canoe that was supposed to, be a little tribute to the Chasse-galerie. There's a lot of stuff out there with it.
Yeah, this is a whole thing. There's like a YouTube show called Dark Poutine Podcast where they talk about it, which sounds very Canadian. This is the whole thing.
I'll refrain.
Yeah, I love it. It's perfect for this Christmas season. And okay, Grunch, I think he's got one more offering tonight. Is this for, yes, what is this?
Merry Christmas. This is for you from Grunch.
All right, and it says this is for Rob. It's not very big. This looks like more of a quick stocking stuffer. I think Grunch put too much into Chasse-galerie. But Rob, I believe you're an animal lover, yes?
Of course. I love animals. Dogs, cats, raccoons, chickens, all of them.
Yeah, they're pretty great, and many of us are, and we like to spoil our pets during the holidays. But it would be nice if they can maybe thank us for that sometimes. I think we do a lot for animals. Animals rarely have anything to say for some dogs and birds. What was that bird that said poo-doo-poo? I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, I don't remember his name either. That white cockatoo.
Yeah, I don't think his name really mattered that much. It was more about what he said.
Yeah, but those animals might not be the only talking ones, though. According to this, a Polish Christmas legend that we're going to hear now.
How the animals talk on Christmas Eve, a Christmas legend from Poland. Jesus was born in a stable. There might have been animals there too. An ox, a cow, a donkey, lambs and sheep, rats and mice, birds in the rafters. The animals were the first ones to see Jesus, the first to witness God come to earth. And because of that, the legend says, the animals were given the power of human speech to praise God for what they had seen. What? For a few minutes, the story goes, each Christmas night, the animals talk.
Yeah, talking animals, but only for a little while on Christmas, and that's just because they were there. That is a fact. I don't know, we've all seen a nativity scene. There's always some animals there, so that story tracks.
Do you think it's like Beverly Hills Chihuahua, where they're all like cracking jokes and they're like, can you believe that we just witnessed the birth of Christ, man? Like what is happening?
I think that it's going to be kind of like if they only are given the gift of quote unquote human language to speak praises, they're going to have like 5 minutes, right? It's going to be like signing a coworker's birthday card or like signing a guest book. It's going to be like a little soundbite.
Well, I hope that they can really talk. If we're giving them the power to speak, they better get talking.
Even if it's better be funny.
Right. Well, they better tell some jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they better take advantage because even if only briefly, that is a very nice.
Why we shouldn't eat you.
That's a really nice gift to get if you were an animal. Be able to speak English, I'm presuming, for a little while. I wonder what they say. Maybe they just say their name. It's just like the Grunch. It's like, hey, I'm the Grunch. I'm a dog. Hey, how are you doing? Maybe that's how he's talking.
It's me, the Grunch.
Hey, but let's find out what they say.
Some versions of the story go further. Delighted with their newfound gift of speech, the animals begin to chat together. But soon they begin to speak unkind words to each other and to argue. Suddenly, they lost the power to speak and could only make animal noises again.
Yeah, that's like what happened with the internet, right? It's like as soon as you let people talk, it's just going to go to insults. People are going to start talking smack. So animals immediately...
Yeah, if you guys can't be nice on Twitter, then we're going to turn into X.
Yeah, turn into Reddit instantly. As soon as they're allowed to talk, they're like, fuck you, you suck.
Dogs are just like us. They just all they want to do, or any animal. These are all, I keep saying dogs, but I don't know. Is it limited to just the barn animals that are known to exist in nativity scenes? The sheep, the chicken. She said chicken. I haven't seen a chicken in a nativity scene.
She gave the rundown of all of the animals that were in attendance.
Too many lists to pull. I can't pull every list. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
definitely.
I've never seen a chicken in a nativity scene that has been bastardized with Mandalorian action figures. You know, Baby Yoda as the Christ child and all that stuff. You see the lamb, maybe a cow, or like a more ornate cow, like an ox. But I can't say I've seen chickens.
I think
I like that definition of an ox, a more ornate cow.
Yeah, there's not. See, now if you look up pictures, you don't see chickens, but there's like little baby chickens. But it does say donkeys, oxen, cows, and sheep.
Oh, that's right. It is very Shrekified.
The classic
always
livestock.
Donkeys.
And camels, of course, because, the three kings.
Yeah. The kings do love their
that's
camels.
a fact, too. They're always on camels. They don't ride donkeys. We know that.
No, these dudes love camels.
Yep. All right, well, there's one more bit to this Doolittle-esque Christmas miracle. Grunch, please finish this.
In northern England, there is another tale. On Christmas Eve, at the stroke of midnight as Christmas Day begins, it's said that the bees gather together to hum Christmas carols. People in northern England in the 19th century claimed that they had heard them. What do you think? Do animals talk on Christmas Eve? If you have a pet, keep a close eye on them and make sure you're listening. If the animals really could talk on Christmas Eve, what do you think they might say?
And that is a great way to close this out because we needed a question for poll results, and that's perfect.
There you go.
If the animals could talk on Christmas Eve, what do you think they would say? Just go to unbelieverspodcast.com to
all
vote.
Others.
Exactly. And there you go, Rob. That's a bit of a Christmas miracle to you. Keep an eye. I know you love your animals. I know I wish you'd see your kitty cat running around back there when we record.
Yes. But
DJ
I mean,
Longtail, huh?
I feel like all of my stories were just all about animals talking. The bees hum was the second story.
So that was it.
Yeah,
I got more. I did get distracted with the fact that she did close out and came up with a poll result question for us. Thank you for that. But though that was her final thing, that bees can sing or hum Christmas carols. That would be terrifying. I don't want bees organizing to do anything like that.
They organize to do things all the time, Russ. As we speak, they're organizing to do things.
Not people things. They're not. We don't need them for that.
They're more efficient than people at a lot of. Anyway. Yeah.
Bees are not a Christmas animal, really. It's usually too cold for them.
They're swarming Christmas monsters in some parts of England. It's fact.
And
it's too cold for us.
I don't know why. This was Poland? The Polish, they get confused easily. And I think that there was just a bee around and they thought that they were like, oh, maybe he's participating.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, like it was a random bee that just survived in the heat inside for a couple months. And
this is Christmas Eve. They're hearing carols. I think this is more of an organized bee event that people heard this in public. Who knows what they were hearing back then?
Organized bee event?
I think the queen survives the winter. I think that's a true statement. The rest of them not so lucky.
Oh, so you're saying
Was in
that
England,
might be
though.
the Queen that's
There's lots
doing
of queens
the
there.
caroling. Okay, I see what you're getting at.
Well, thank you. Well, yes, and there you go. There you go. There's your talk.
I love a talking animal, Russ. You know this, so
Well,
thank
you. You can maybe look forward to it if you believe hard enough in this Polish legend that, some people think some animals might be, but it's just for a little bit. Maybe that's why we're not paying attention. Everyone's doing other stuff on Christmas Eve. You're either out partying, or you're, getting presents together, or you're hiding from Santa Claus. Whatever you're doing, your animals might be talking, just very briefly.
Yeah, I mean, I scream at my cat and she refuses to talk back to me, but I continue to just smoke the weed and drink the alcohol and yell at the cat, and someday she will respond.
How bad would it be?
You got to get her onto the right music.
What if the cat could talk and just chose not to? You've been screaming so much. Be nicer to that cat.
I guess I've never tried it on Christmas, but
there you go.
We'll see.
We might have a Christmas miracle.
She's not coming to New York with me this year. She's staying in California, unfortunately.
Then she's definitely going to have something to scream about.
Leave all the mics on, and we want to get a clean recording on Christmas Eve of the cat. Would be good. So that was it. That was fun Christmas stuff. Thank Grunch. Thanks so much, buddy.
Merry Christmas. It's me. Grunch.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we appreciated this. Thank you for making this a very fun and memorable holiday for me. And we're going to get out now with a fun Christmas song. And it's a song I really like a lot. I've been listening to it a lot this holiday season. It's called Christmas Heist. Let's get out. Michael Cronin. That's Christmas Heist.
I was wondering.
From the album You Wish, which is a great Christmas album for Merge Records called You Wish. A bunch of really cool bands. All the songs you'll hear tonight are from that. Very, very fun stuff.
Cool. Very cool.
Getting you all Christmassy, huh? It's been a fun holiday episode. I was glad having everyone here. We got Chris, who's been on newer stuff. Rob, we were reunited. Drea, we're all here. Oh, the joy in my heart to play these ridiculous clips with our new friend Grunch. It's been very fun.
It has.
Yeah.
God bless us, everyone.
I like the way that you did this, Russ. I like that we each got our own little present. This was nice. This turned out to be really nice.
Oh my God. Everyone always sounds so surprised, but I'll take it either way.
That's not what, wow.
No, I don't.
That was genuine, gratitude there.
I think I'm just beating my own self up. Woo! It's been a fun year.
Let us do that for you.
It's been a fun. Yeah, I know, right? That's I got you guys back, so I'm immediately getting on defense. But I wasn't kidding about 2025 being the future. I really am excited for next year. Just the fact that we live in that year number, as stupid as it sounds, it just sounds way futuristic, and it's going to be fun. And I want to
2025.
Still looking forward to doing a bunch more shows. This will probably be the last regular episode of the year. I'll just say it now. I'm definitely going to put out. We're going to do a bonus episode because if you notice one thing, Grunch didn't bring me anything. What the fuck, Grunch?
Oh, man.
Grunch has promised
you the
me
content.
Mine is way too salacious for a regular episode. So patreon.com/Unbelievers podcast. Our bonus episode will be out for the end of the year and find out I don't know what Grunch has got in store for me and what else. We'll be doing some other fun stuff. Probably do a live stream too. Probably bugging Rob and Chris and Drea and everybody to be on there. That's exciting.
Yes.
Right, and keep those submissions in. And you guys too. I want for a logo, different logo. I haven't even shown you guys. So we're probably going to get enough in, and we'll probably put some kind of vote up on the website. We'll put the images up, let everybody check it out and have a word in it. That's going to be fun. But we've got one more segment, everyone's fourth favorite segment. What's that, Rob?
Are you talking about poll results?
This week's poll, how did this gator wind up in a cave? And the choices were natural circumstances, the show put it there, to mate with a Gowrow, or other. I'm going to ask you, Rob Okey, what do you think the Unbelievers said?
I mean, if I was an alligator, I would go in there to mate with the Gowrow.
Mating with the Gowrow. I think that's a good option. It keeps everything open, the unbelievable and fun stuff. How about you, Chris Porteius?
I think the show put it in there, sir.
You really do. You are definitely down on this show a little bit. All right. How about you, Drea Mora? How did that gator wind up in that cave?
Well, I mean, I think that the show put him there to mate with the Gowrow.
Ooh, okay. All right. That's even better theory. Well, congratulations, Rob and Drea, with 50% of the vote. It is.
Okay.
It was put in that cave to mate with a Gowrow.
Man, dang unbelievers. Tell you what.
But of course, there are others. Oh, how did that gator get in that cave? You're telling me that they found that gator in there? What a crock. Signed, Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man. Oh, Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man. That's a new sign off. And you came in late, but here you go. Yabba Dabba Doo, Bunch Man. Gator Man. Thank you. Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man. How did that gator wind up in a cave? I don't know how anything winds up in any cave. Hell, sometimes I, a typical human male, will wake up in a cave with no recollection of how I got there. It normally happens around my monthly self-imposed exile. Don't read too much into that, as I am simply a typical human male who likes to go on a typical human male bender under the light of the full moon every month. Signed, Luis P. Garoup.
Sounds like your period.
I think he's a werewolf.
Yeah, I got to find him too. He kind of got in under the thing. How do I find a Loop Garoop? All right, there you go. I got to find something Rougarou related for him. Good one, Louis P. Garoup. Let me see here.
Rougarou, which is a Louisiana werewolf, essentially.
Okay, thank you, Chris Jericho, coming in for the save there. Thank you so much. Luis P. Garoup, how did that gator wind up in a cave? Oh, I definitely put the gator there. I'm a gatorologist. I'm trained to put gators places. I was trained by my cousin's buddy, Cowboy H-Bub. Strange guy. He even took credit for creating the Gator AIDS epidemic. Gator AIDS. That's from Thinler's Lisp. Thank you, Thinler's Lisp. Wow.
He got the puns.
He got it. That was a pretty good one. Thank you, Thinler's Lisp. How did that gator wind up in a cave? I don't know, because I'm over here peacefully eating a hamburger. What happened? Signed, Unbeliever Carol.
I was hoping that's what's going to be her.
Yeah, you had a feeling it was. And she wants...
Peacefully getting a hamburger.
She was, yes, Jess.
Peacefully getting a hamburger.
Thank you, and...
What happened? I don't know.
Thank you, Unbeliever Carol. She doesn't even know how the gator got in there, but she's letting us know she's out there. Merry Christmas, Carol. Well, how did that gator wind up in a cave? The gator was trained to hit the target. The cave was hollering, Poppy, Poppy. Signed Ramadus, trained to hit the cave. I know what he's referencing there. Is this guy, remember?
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
All right. Thank you so much, Ramadus. But there was something else. What was it yelling? This thing, the cave was yelling this? Oh, man. So many. You guys have so many good ones. Where is it? I know it's just called Poppy, Poppy, Poppy. Maybe I should just say it instead. No, you do.
They were hollering, Poppy, Poppy.
Thank you, Ramadus. How did that gator wind up in a cave? They put a whole fuck pot of gators down there. That's gay for one thing. We don't do that. Signed, Whooping Hooper, coming in with the a fuck pot of gators down there. All right, thanks so much, Whooping Hooper. And we gotta
get in bed with the reptilians, okay? It's gay for one thing. We don't do that.
All right, and that was, of course, I got your original one. Okay, Whooper.
That was the Dungarvan Hooper. That was hooping.
And Merry Christmas, Whooper. Thank you for that. Well, how did that gator wind up in a cave? I spaced out and missed some of the episode, but, quote, planting the gator in a cave sounds like a euphemism to me. Signed the non-Newtonian druid.
You could have totally left out that you spaced out and just put the end of the
It's fine. I space out listening to stuff.
That's true.
Look,
like the end part would have been that is a complete enough answer.
Totally sufficient.
But yes, thank you, non-Newtonian Druid. If you haven't spaced out, have Merry Christmas. What? How did that gator? How did that gator wind up in that cave? Who knows? But I think it ate my cat. Signed Blue Avian Flu. That's actually kind of that probably could have happened with a gator in a cave. Cats like to get in caves. He might have been talking.
Think it ate my cat.
Thank you so much. Blue Avian Flu. How did that gator wind up in a cave? My old dad said if I put him down there, I'd get never-ending Gatorade from the stream. All I got was a nasty bite and syphilis. Syphilis. In truth,
I was like, he's back again. Thinner's list.
In truth, maybe Pa gave me the syphilis. Syphilis is hard to say. Don't put syphilis in your poll results. But thank you. Syphilis? Scared of my dad guy. It's not Syphilis list. It was Thinler's
That would
list.
be even. That's a great combination.
So thank you, Scared of my dad guy. He put it down there. He's taking credit for that because he was promised a never-ending stream of Gatorade. How did the gator wind up in that cave? Are we sure it was the Gaurau the gator was looking for, not some kind of gator man? Sign the Rebob. Maybe this was Gator Man the whole time. But thinking of, I think you, when you're doing this, you got one of those, oh, come on, I had it for you. I think you were having...
I did come up with one of them blip ideas.
Yeah, that is a blimp idea. That Gator Man was
such a blimp idea.
It's very much a blimp idea. Thank you much, the Rebob. How did that gator wind up in the cave? I take exception to the comment that none of the other monster shows ever caught anything. The Ames team caught both Hogzilla and the Devil Dog. Signed, Unbelievable Penguin. Okay, you're probably right. They've definitely... Some shows have caught something. I might have been a little, a little harsh on
the Ames team.
Was the Devil Dog just a regular dog? Because then maybe they caught it.
And what was Hogzilla? Just a regular hog? Yeah, probably so. Just a big hog. You're right. Those are borderline cryptids. But you're right. They did catch. I remember the Ames team. They caught that little tiny alligator, or maybe that was blimp. That was probably one of.
They're setting the bar so low where they're just like, we're gonna catch four.
Oh, sorry, Rob. Go on.
No, it's just that you set the bar low and it's achievable, especially with these monster shows. They create a monster that's actually a real thing that's just in the forest already. You can totally catch it.
I mean, that's what Chris is accusing Lost Monster Files of. He's like, yeah, go put a gator in this cave, and we'll be like, whoa, we found the Gaurau. Well, it was close, but could be there. All right, and our final one, but yes, thank you, Unbelievable Penguin. And our final one, how did that gator wind up in a cave? That was a genuine, all-real cave gator. I trust Brittany with all my heart. Signed, Mothman Mother.
Aww.
And I'm with you. I like Brittany a lot, and she believed in it. I believe in it. A lot of good ones tonight. I'll read a couple. I liked Unbelievable Kyle. I don't know because I'm over here peacefully eating a hamburger. What would happen? Thank you. There was some good one. Luis P. Garud had a very long one where he talked about being a regular human and the moonlight and everything. We also had Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man. He said, you're telling me they found that gator in there? What a crock.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's probably going to be my vote.
I like that one too. I did like Whooping Hooper. They put a fuck pot of gators down there. That's gay for one thing.
Oh, that too.
Do that. That's
that one's pretty good too.
There's a lot of good ones. Chris Porteius, did any stand out to you that I might not have read?
I'm voting for Unbeliever Carol because I appreciate her forcing you to play an Alex Jones clip. Because it's that time of year where we think about forgiveness, and Alex Jones was super wrong about one thing, but other than that, he's like 20% right about everything else. So if we could all get over that one thing he was super wrong and offensive about, that'd be a great Christmas miracle. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not. But I'm voting for
forgive so
Carol.
many people for things like Howard Stern did so much messed up stuff. All he has to say is like, "Oh, I was out of my mind back then," and people are like, "Okay, all right, I guess everything you did was fine."
Okay.
Yeah, we still forgive you. How about you, Rob? What stood out to you?
Speak for yourself.
I like the dumb one about it being a crock.
You like Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man?
Yeah, I like that one just because, honestly, it stands out for me, and I'm just gonna roll with it, man. I like it. I think they did pretty good.
All right, and how about you, Drea Mora? What stood out to you?
Yeah, see, I've got to offset it, not on purpose, but I really liked the Whooping Hoopers one because of the, it's not because of the word gay. It's just I like the play on words and gators. Fuck ton of gators. It's gay for one thing. I just like the poetry of it.
That is pretty good.
It's multi-layered. Yeah.
All right. Well. guess what?
Y'all
You're
win.
all
It's Christmas.
sold because it is the holidays and we're giving gifts out right now. So congratulations you're telling me that they found that gator in there. What a crock from Yabba Dabba Doo Gator Man. And also, Unbeliever Carol, I don't know because I'm over here peacefully in a hamburger. What happened? And also, they put a fuck pot of gators down there. That's gay for one thing. We don't do that. Drea has donned you whooping hooper with a victory. And also, this is the only time we'll do this. I'm giving mine to Mothman Mother that was a genuine all real cave gator. I trust Brittany with all my heart. Congratulations, you four. You just won this Christmas poll results. All right.
You get a poll results and you get a poll results. And you get a poll
Only once a year we're doing that. That's it. But before we go, Rob Okey, you got anything you want to say or plug, man? It's great having you back.
Man, I just want to say Merry Christmas. Thank you guys for having me back. And thank you to the listeners for spending an hour and change with us for this episode. And yeah, go check out my Instagram at Rob Okey. You can see what I'm up to these days. And of course, check out the Unbelievers podcast everywhere, man.
Yes, please do that. And Rob will be back soon. Believe me, I'll get him on for some kind of live stream.
I'm around. I told you I'm not dead. I'm still here, at least for now.
We'll get you. Yeah.
And we know where he lives. We'll find him and we'll drag him over if we have to.
And if anything, on Christmas Eve, I'll stream and we'll have Rob's cat. Okay? And we'll watch a cat talk.
Yeah, just like DJ Long stream.
So just be like,
no, we'll get all the dish on you. We know animals talk. The Grunch assured us that you needed to know that information. So that's it. And so how about you, Chris Porteius? What do you need to say or plug?
I don't know. I'm not going to plug much. It was just, in the words of Butthead, it was the greatest honor I have ever known to hang out with the three of you guys. And the I hope the listener who is really appreciative of Rob's comeback notices that I tried to speak as little as possible, only when it was super relevant to double doubles. So to give you guys as much synergy as possible there. So it was really fun, and thanks for the invite, guys.
I told him beforehand. I was like, you better not.
He's like, Chris, you better shut the fuck up.
You better not talk too much because I need some room in this one.
No.
Buddy.
Well, if we shortchanged you after so long, that'd be a real shame. So I tried.
Appreciate it. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Chris for holding down the hot seat. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Seriously.
Chris. I appreciate you, brother.
All right. We're all getting together. Group hug, everyone. Let's get ourselves a canoe and some rum, and we'll say the words.
Hey, I got a buzzball rum chata, or what is this one? It's a
rum chata.
It's an eggnog buzzball, and it is gross.
Ew. Is it dairy? Like real dairy?
Let's get this open. I like this.
Man, it smells like it's gonna hurt.
All right, we'll hit that thing, and we got to say the words, I guess, too. What is it?
Wing, wang, wong.
We'll get that all together. But and how about you, Drea Mora? Do you have any final words for us in 2024?
Yes, just 3.
Thank you so much. And I would like to say thank you to everyone for supporting the show. Thank you to everyone for supporting the show on Patreon. We don't do ads. We don't do anything, try to get any money. $5 a month. What is that? It's nothing. Join us there. We got so much stuff up there. There's going to be more. I'm probably going to put out an episode.
$5 a month? Dude, $5. That's like a double-double. That's like the cost of a double-double.
It's actually, it's a little bit more than a double-double.
Yeah, it's 2. It's exactly 2.
Oh, it's 2 double-doubles. It's a double.
The coffee, yeah. The burger, it's $5 will get you a double-double, and then you'll get change.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. So it's affordable is what I'm trying to say.
All you have to say is...
There is no God around here.
Are these cheap?
Oh, man.
Thank you all very much. And yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everything. The Unbelievers podcast host today were Drea Mora, Rob Okey, Chris Porteius, and me, Russ Ryan. Our editor is Issa YZ. You can join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Unbeliever Podcast for bonus episodes and more. And you can follow the show on Twitter at Unbelievers Pod and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. Our music advisor is Pandora3373. Our official composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever Aaron, aka Aaron Shilb. Follow him on Instagram at the Aaron Shilb. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our logo is Raymond Orwell. Check out his work at Harley Warren Art on Twitter and harleywarren.com on the internet. Our official guardian of the bench is at Kraken Slacker. Our official alien bopper is Nunchuck Bop. And for Patreon, our official reptilian at the post post office is Postal Patty. Our official extraterrestrial woman still waiting for a hashtag rubbing heads to trend is Crescent Moon. Our official Reverend Doctor of the podcast is the non-Newtonian Druid. Our official Big Island Paranormal Friendly Weatherman is Green Finnock. Our official Procrastinator is Jeffrey Hartner. Our official Baby Yoda Publicist is Pam Z. Our official Unbeliever listening between the stations for a message from Art Bell is Scott E. Our official Unbelievers raising Puckwudgies is Joe Filler. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Time Traveler is Taylor Nelson. And our official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs and Ghost Hunting in New England and Hubie Holloway. Our official Senior European Correspondent is KML, the I Don't Know Podcast. Our official Paranormal Art Curator is Isis Haynes. Our official Rod is Rod Begliomini, who actually sent in a logo. I can't wait to show you guys. We got a Rod logo. It's great. Our official Unbeliever in needs of title are Mike Henry, Todd X, Lid Vicious, Sandra, Deborah Foles, Ramiro, Trash Baby, Adam Dvorak, Retroid Josh. And this week's Unbeliever focus is Mothman Mother, who is always very supportive. Hope you are having a wonderful holiday season. Hey, thanks for always cheering us on and saying...
Hurrah, boys, with the double-double and the jigsaw and the pigeon wing.
Good night. And until next time...
Let the cat free, let the wind blow, let the boys drum.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas, I guess. Is that enough?
As the glow of the fireplace slowly fades and another Christmas begins to pass, I know this love is here to last. Together we'll live merrily, spending Christmas every year, just you and me. Won't be alone tonight, won't be alone tonight. This magic feeling that I've got is here to stay. Won't be alone tonight, won't be alone tonight. The only gift I want is you on Christmas Day. Won't be alone tonight, won't be alone tonight.
Discontinue! Discontinue!